One of my favorite tracks right now is Tell Me Something Good. So I want to find out a bit more about the DJ behind this through his favorite things. Scottish DJ Ewan McVicar joins us now. Ewan, congratulations on the track.
Thank you, thank you. It's been absolutely mental recently, and I've just found out it went gold in Ireland just there, and then yeah, it's like 12 in the charts or something. It's been absolutely mental. It's just crazy. I still can't believe it. Do you know? Because it's been out for a few months, and before it was kind of bubbling in the underground world, and then when festivals started, that's when it really ramped up. So I can't believe we're still. What is the date? It's the 18th November we're in, and it's still going. I can't believe it, man.
Did you know you were onto a winner when you chose this?
No, not really, because it was only meant to be an edit for my sets, and
Are you serious?
yeah, it was only like, so I'd released my first solo record last year in May under Trick, Patrick Toppin's label, and Street Rave come out, and I was just pure buzzing off like releasing my first ever record. So I'd had the Shaka Khan a cappella in my laptop for about 4 years, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna try and do something with that now, because I knew there was magic in it. So I was like, right, well, it's never going to get cleared, so I'll never be able to release it. So I was like, right, I'll just make this for my sets. And then Patrick asked me for it, and he started playing it in his sets before, because I wasn't touring then because COVID. And then it just went off from there, and he did a live stream in Edinburgh, and the hype behind it was crazy. I think that's kind of what took it through to this point. And then after the hype on the live stream, I was like, oh, this could be something. And then we just went through the motions to get it clear and got it out, and here we are. It's crazy.
I'm like, Shaka Khan, what a legend. And you're right for thinking I'm never going to be able to get this cleared, but you did it.
Yeah, I know. And Stevie Wonder wrote the original track as well.
Hello.
It's like mental, mate.
So, Ewan, what's it like for you when you do get to play this? Because I'd say the crowd go wild.
Yeah, do you know, the reaction is crazy. Like, that we were playing, the story I tell recently, I was playing in Edinburgh a few months ago, and do you know, when at the end of the night, when the club like sound team, they turn the music off and you're like, one more tune and all that, and we wanted to keep going, and it went silent, and then everyone just started singing Tell Me Something Good. So like that kind of sums it up, like how mental it's going, do you know what I mean? Because they're singing it and there's no music there. So it's crazy. It's amazing.
It's because it's brilliant. But listen, we know that the song is fantastic. We want to get to know you a bit better through your favorite things. Are you ready?
Yeah.
What TV show are you obsessed with right now?
Obsessed with right now? Do you know, see, because I'm touring so much, like I've been on the road since July, whenever the clubs first opened back up. So I've been trying to watch anything I can, but usually what I'll do is I'll play the club and I'll come back, and then Match of the Day is on, and it is the perfect melt ever when you're just been touring. So to try and calm down, I'll just sit and watch Match of the Day. So I'd say that was probably my favourite one just now.
Do you have a favourite book?
No, I don't actually read, you know, although the only book I've read so I used to be a teacher, right? And I used to do teaching at uni. Yeah.
Back it up. Sorry, you're a teacher.
Yeah, I did 5 years at university doing primary teaching, and then I got to the end of my degree and decided, this isn't going to be enough for me, and I packed it in and just went for music, really. So I'm kind of glad I did that now. But I hadn't read a book until I was at uni, and then I got given, I've actually got it here, I got given this Hacienda book, and it's how not to run a club, and it is so tongue-in-cheek. So in the last probably 6-7 years, that's the only book I've read, so it would have to be that one, definitely.
Do you have a favourite film?
My favourite film, you know, because I've got, like, I love horror films, but I love just like psychological thriller. I love kind of all films, like Pixar. Another melt I have as well when I get back from touring is I watch Pixar films, like I'll just watch like The Good Dinosaur or something like that.
The Good Dinosaur?
Yeah, it's such a good melt, by the way. It's such a good tune. Such a good film. I'm used to saying music. Right, favourite film? I'd say my favourite film is probably Law Abiding Citizen with Gerard Butler and Jamie Foxx. Have you seen it before?
No.
Oh my God, you need to watch it. It's one of those films you wish you could have watched the very first time again. Do you know that way? It's so good.
I'll add that to my list.
Yeah.
Besides the obvious, what song should everyone have on their pumped up playlist?
And their pumped up playlist. I would say Jeff Mills' The Bells. It's like a heavy techno at 140 BPM track. You would definitely get a good workout to that one. Jeff
Yeah.
Mills' The Bells.
Okay, I'm writing that down. It sounds like the type that I need when I'm about to collapse, and then
Yeah.
that comes on, and you're just like, yeah, okay, I can do it. I'm back. I'm back.
Yeah.
What's your favorite album?
My favourite album, is probably Tupac. Right, so Tupac had an album, and I can't for the life of me because I'm so fried right now. Wait, let me get it up. So Tupac had an album, and no one's heard it because it was like one of his very first ones. So it's kind of like old school, kind of raw production on it. So
Yeah.
it's like kind of dated production wise now. Tupacalypse now it's called, and it's all about like the struggles in America and dealing with racism and hate crimes from the police in America and stuff like that. So in lockdown, I was working and making music, and during my job, I was working from home at one point, and I had that Tupac album on probably 4 or 5 times a day. So
Wow.
that's one of my favorites. Yeah.
So that might make you thinking of another single, maybe using some Tupac. How are you going to get clearance on that one?
I cannot touch him. He's the god. I cannot touch Tupac. No way.
Do you listen to podcasts?
Not really. No, my mates are all obsessed with them. It's that's another thing that's kind of came out of lockdown is the obsession with podcasts, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've been on a few, but nah, I don't really listen to a lot. I'd say because of the one I've been on, there's one called the Back to Back podcast, and these two boys from Edinburgh focus on like DJs in the underground world of DJs and how like the industry is, and it's quite informative if someone's kind of looking for another perspective on DJs. So I would say the Back to Back podcast is my favorite because I've not really looked at much or listened to much recently.
What app can't you live without?
Oh, do you know, I'd love to live without them all at this point, man. One that I can't live without, probably Spotify. Do you know, it is, a lot of people slate it because royalties and all that, and they don't get paid enough, but like for me, it is all the music in one place, and yeah, I'd say Spotify. I'm on it more than anything, to be honest.
Do you have a favorite account to follow on social media?
Favorite account to follow? Let me think, because there are a few that, because on my social media I try and kind of breed positivity, and I try and keep it all happy and stuff, because I feel like there's enough doom and gloom in the world right now anyway, isn't there? Oh yeah, I'd say there's a comedian guy called Casey Fry from America, and he's so weird, right? But every time I go on his channel, I just laugh. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, I'd say Casey Fry from America is probably my favorite guy to follow.
And what's your favorite thing to do on a weekend?
Tour, play music, DJ to people. Definitely DJ to people.
Are you thrilled to be back?
Yeah, it's weird because folk only see like Tell Me Something Good, and it's like, oh, he's had that one hit tune, and it's like I've released 19 tunes since last May, right? And folk,
that's a lot.
I know, and it's all different genres, and I'm not really like, it's amazing I'm in the charts, and I actually can't believe it, because I never make music to go in the charts, but like for me, what I get a kick out more is like going to the underground labels and then releasing a big one like Tell Me Something Good. So it's a mixture of like what I'm into, and it's kind of where I'm going with my, like, the club shows. I'll do smaller clubs as well, and then I'll do some festivals, and it's so cool. But before lockdown, so I was hoping when Street Rave come out, I would be able to like live my dream like I am just now. And when Street Rave come out, that was when COVID just hit, so I brought my first record out in the middle of lockdown, and it was such a weird experience because I'd waited 8 years to get there. Do you know what I mean? So, and before that, I'd been DJing. I'd say I'd been DJing almost every weekend since I was 19. So that's like 8 years again.
Wow.
8 years worth of DJing non-stop.
Yeah.
Until I was 26, and then COVID happened. So I had 2 years no DJing, and I ended up, just for my fix, I was like DJing to my mates on live streams during lockdown for like 5 hours at a time, just like, I need this, like I need to do this. So see to finally get out, and my first show was in Liverpool, and I'd never been to Liverpool before, and Annie Mac's last ever hottest record in the world was that day, and it was me as well. So there was
Amazing.
this big celebration of like being part of history with Annie, and then going back to the clubs, and now I'm starting to kind of find my own, like I have never been nervous before a DJ gig ever, and I don't get like that. It's more like excitement, and now I'm back. I'm starting to kind of find my feet and shape my sets, and because my DJ sets are kind of unknown to people as well, so it is the best feeling ever. Like I cannot describe how grateful I am for everything that I'm doing just now, and people like. I went up to like Perth and Kirkcaldy, and like because I'm from a little town myself in here, when you're from these wee towns in Scotland, it's like you don't get many people coming. So I find it quite important to go to these small towns. And when I'm selling out clubs and Fife and places that folk never heard before, and I'm like, yeah, this is why I'm doing it. It's so cool, man. It's amazing.
Well, hopefully we can have you doing it here in Ireland sometime soon. When,
Yeah.
I don't know, but hopefully soon.
Hopefully, yeah, I'd love to. And you know, it's a funny thing. Um, like Ireland on my streams and my stats, even before I signed to any record labels, Dublin and Ireland were always the ones that were number one playing my tunes, playing my records before anyone. Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow.
The
Okay.
support crazy. So I'd need to get over there.
You owe us, yeah, you owe us a visit. You owe us a
Yeah,
visit. Well,
100%.
cannot wait for that. But in the meantime, we can listen to all your stuff, including Tell Me Something Good.
Yeah.
Ewan, it's been great to have you on the show. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's been class.